Welcome to this channel. So today I like to make a review for momentum and momentum combinations. With this review, so that uh, everyone be able to see clearly what is going on. The reason why I'm making this review today is because yesterday I shared a YouTube which title Momentum Combinations, the differences between Wing Chun 1960 and Wing Chun 1850 in the MMA era. And after I share this video, this YouTube, there are some friends who leave comments under that video. And so that brought me to want to do a review today on this momentum stuff, because many people still don't know or resistance to face momentum. Now, as you guys knows, if you have already watched my other videos in the past 1 week or so, based on general Qi Guang, the Q model, and then within the Q model you have the 4-level models. Namely, the first level of the 4-level model is the functional training, so that you'll be able to handle momentum. The second level is the 4 aspects of different momentum type. The third is the dynamic 3-dimensional momentum play. The fourth level is the momentum combinations. So, based on this general Qi Guang, like yesterday when I shared that video, momentum combinations, one need to know all this before one can get into the momentum combinations. Without knowing this or be able to experience this, one really don't know what is going on. Now, face it, today in Chinese Kung Fu, I would say 90% or more have no idea on this momentum stuff. People don't talk about momentum. People don't teach momentum. Most people is looking into this linear chain punch or fa jing or mysterious stuff, but they do not have the teaching or the technology of general Qi Guang. What? This is a disaster. Without this Q model from general Qi Guang, or Q model, it is just a summary of general Qi Guang chapter 14, you practically don't have Chinese Kung Fu. Okay? However, again, in order to be able to handle or to understand the momentum combination, one need to know all these prerequisites. One simply cannot go to a grad school partial differential equation class and try to argue on mathematics. Okay? You don't go to a partial differential equation class, argue about, oh, how come this is not addition, multiplications? You don't. Okay? And it is a serious problem that if one do not understand this Q model, that means it is hopeless to talk about facing real fighting or MMA. Because real fighting and MMA is this. Because this is based on years and years of battle. People die, okay, to come up with this chapter 14 from General Qi Ji Guang. So that's how serious it is. Now, because it is new, nobody talk about it. You can check in YouTube, you can check in all the books in the West. Did they talk about momentum? They don't. Even if you look at the General Qi Ji Guang translation, they don't. They talk about posture and stance and energy and all kind of stuff, but they never talk about momentum. While General Qi Ji Guang is talking about momentum. So same with other martial art, Wing Chun. You never seen it for past 120 years. For this new evolutions of Wing Chun, there's none inside there talk about the momentum. Now, so due to that, I try to step by step build out everybody, build out the entire educations so that one be able to get into this level. So, in my book, Basic Wing Chun Art and Science, I introduce one to momentum. And then in the momentum, you have, in here, you have the simple momentum and complex momentum. And then you have 5 ways of handling momentum. That's according to the ancient Chinese. Okay, there are 5 ways, such as give birth, subdue, controlling, so forth. And then there are different ways of simple, basic momentum transformations. How to do a direct entry, how to do a forward turn, return entry. Those are really basic. So in this book, I prepare everybody with the basic. Like if you want to study partial differential equation, you need to go study mathematics, algebra, and then you need to go for calculus, differential equations, and then you reach the partial differential equation. Otherwise, it is called hopeless. Okay? One don't even read a partial differential equation textbooks without all those things. Not to mention that you need partial differential equations to solve real-life engineering problem or technological problem. Okay? So that is the first book years ago, 6 years ago. And then it comes with the Wing Chun matrix, where I introduce the 3-dimensional momentum, like the 4 momentum zone. And in this Wing Chun matrix, that is something really extremely critical in order to handle momentum. That is the background momentum. Also, what is the background momentum? Here is defined really clearly in Wing Chun matrix. Background momentum is defined as one's inertial momentum and one's self-generated opposition, which is not helping oneself, instead against oneself. That is background momentum. It's in the Wing Chun matrix. Now, after have that basic, further when you go to restricting Wing Chun, I introduced the functional training for momentum. Functional training. And then, very important or very crucial topic, momentum recycling. And I even list to you what is the non-momentum recycling movement. You look at that, you know that people who do that don't know momentum. Okay? They don't know the recycling momentum. Thus they do that. If you're going to fight with General Qi Ji Guang soldier, they spot you, screen you right away and know what you can or what you cannot do on momentum. Okay? So in chapter, in the restricting Wing Chun, the functional training, which is not nobody present in the West, I present there the basic and the recycling momentum, where nobody talk about it. People keeping talking about flow, flow, flow. But well, if you don't have recycling momentum, you don't have flow. Okay? Because you cannot handle it. Now, in the Kung Fu 1560s, that's where I introduced the momentum combinations. So for past 6 years, those who really following me, they go through this. It is an education to restore the momentum part of General Qi Ji Guang chapter 14. This is not me, Hendrik Grandmaster's work. It is not. It is just to present what General Qi Ji Guang have to the West, so that everybody have the educations. So those friends who is watching this channel and who have trained with me have this educations. You just read in the comments of yesterday's video. I asked some friends to test it out with the Red Boat training band, and right away they find their issue. So the Red Boat training band is there, give it up for free, so that you be able to handle this. Do you know how much disaster it is if you won't be able to handle this? So it's like Xi Xiaodong making joke of Wing Chun, or you can see what other video in the West interview making a joke of Wing Chun that, or you only can beat the old granny. If you don't know this, you're facing a professional or somebody who trained a proper martial art, such as Western boxing. There's no way you can face it, because the Western boxing have this. This is just a criteria, like the engineering criteria. For example, your Apple phone and your Android phone, even though they are different phones, they use this criteria, because if you want to engage in fighting, you cannot avoid this. 460 years ago, General Qi Ji Guang already listed this up. If you violate this, you know there's a kiss of death. Okay? If you don't have that, if you have incomplete that, don't go out for fight, because you can fight, period. As what I mentioned yesterday, who is General Qi Ji Guang's opponent, the Japanese pirate? Well, a lot of them are the Japanese warrior. What they practice? Jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu with the grappling and katana. You want to defeat them? You want to clean out this type of invasion? You better know what you're doing. Okay? So, anybody who really read my books and go through everything, like yesterday, I suggest to some friends to practice it with the Red Book training band right away. One comment right down there, they found out their issue. That's what it's supposed to be. It is a education to restore Wing Chun 1850. Wing Chun 1960 is not my responsibility. Wing Chun 1850 is my responsibility. General Qi Ji Guang Chapter 14 is my responsibility. Why? Because I'm a Chinese descendant. I'm a Chinese descendant. It's my culture. Okay? As for the 1960s Wing Chun, that's not my problem. Somebody created, they have to be responsible for whatever they create. But 1850s Wing Chun, Shaolin Short Strike, General Qi Ji Guang, General Tang Sun Zhi, all this Ming military is my responsibility because I am a Chinese descendant. And it is a Chinese responsibility to preserve or to explain the culture to the world. So we like it or not, this is the truth. Okay? Now you might question me, say, well, all this momentum combination is real or so forth. You look at MMA, isn't it? Is the fight, the entire fighting is a combination and so forth? You go look into, say, for example, Ngo Zhao Gun. You look at Ngo Zhao Gun have so many different sets. You look at them. There's a book called The Bible of Ngo Zhao. Look at that book. See how it played the three-dimensional and the momentum combinations. So in the past 100 years, the ancient Chinese teaching, like, is still in the form of the Ngo Zhao. So it's not just only Wing Chun 1850. And this is all according to General Qi Ji Guang's Chapter 14. Now, so for past 6 years, I go through all this. Every one books come out is at a new level. Okay, it's like again, when you study math, you want to study partial differential equations, you go through mathematics, algebra, calculus, differential equations, and then you get to the partial differential equation. You cannot jump there. You jump there, you're dead. Okay? And you cannot be playing expert. Oh, I know differential equation. I know partial differential equation. Well, partial differential equation is no different than dividing. Well, then you get in trouble. Okay? So this is the review for you. You need to know this if you are serious on want to learn something from Chinese Kung Fu. If you want to do good for your style, your system, you need this. This is not Hendrix Grandmaster or I'm the guru's words. This is General Qi Ji Guang. If you don't follow it, you know it doesn't work. Okay? Now, with this background, You need to know about your simple momentum, complex momentum, your 5 type of basic handling of momentum, your different basics momentum transformations, your four momentum zone, your background momentum. Well, you want to know your background momentum because you need to know your initial momentum and the momentum you generate. If it is actually making trouble for you, you need to handle that. Recycling momentum. If you generate the momentum, you need to be able to recycle it. If you don't recycle it, are you going to wait until that momentum to stop to do something, or you do something just to counter that momentum? Again, if you try to do something to counter the momentum, you fall back into the background momentum handling. You don't know how to handle your background momentum because your background momentum is, as defined here again, one's initial momentum and one's self-generate opposition, which is not helping oneself instead of against oneself. So if you don't know how to recycle momentum, you go make a momentum out there and you want to turn, say you want to turn 90 degree. So what? Are you going to generate an opposition momentum to stop that thing and then start again on the other thing and the other directions? And you say, oh, I want to so fast, I want to stop this momentum, and then I'm going to start another new momentum. Well, that tells us that if we do that, that means that we don't know about the background momentum. We're clueless on how this body should be handled. So without knowing the background momentum, there's no way you can handle the recycling momentum. And of course, you need to have functional training. That's why you need the red belt training band to go up there. You don't stand in this kind of stance and make believe that you know momentum. You don't stand in this type of stance or move to thinking, make believe that you know momentum. There's a lot of things there. The water is really deep. So until one have this basic one, be able to play the momentum game. Look at Mike Tyson. How he transformed from one momentum to the other momentum. Look at how the MMA player train. Did they just go a straight line and then don't know what to stop and whatever? It's just like a train running straight, only have braking and accelerate. Look at Mike Tyson. Look at our MMA player. Okay, so fighting is not a simultaneous execution to reach a goal. Like, oh, you execute, I execute. It is not that. It is a real fighting. A real fighting. The truth of fighting is instantaneous adaptation, changes to get the opponent. Instantaneous adaptations and changes. It is not simultaneously, oh, you do this punch, I do this hand technique to block. Nonsense. Just look at yesterday and today. By today, today is the April 26th. Look at Zhang Weili get KO by Rose. How Rose slips in the kicks to KO Zhang Weili. You think Zhang Weili is no good? Do not know what she's doing? Look at it. Those are all the instantaneous adaptation. It's a well-calculated strategic shoot-in. That's why you need the momentum combination play. Those are the level of advanced martial arts. So go look at how Rose KO Zhang Weili. This is a well-calculated, adapt to Zhang Weili's fighting strategy and momentum and shoot her. It is not just I want to execute simultaneously on whatever blindly, okay? Or this hand technique, that hand techniques. It is the entire strategy and so forth. That's why in my book, the Kung Fu 1560s, you can read that what General Qi Guang wrote down there. It is a war. It is not a game. One better know what one dealing with. Okay, when it comes to momentum, one really need to know what one dealing with, and one be able to change or not. One be able to recycle momentum. One be able to have background momentum or not. If one don't have the functional training, you keeping standing there, train your qi power, your zhan zhuang, your structure power, your mind power. You met somebody like Rose who can KO Zhang Weili. How many seconds do you think you can last? Okay. And of course, win or loss, like General Qi Guang said, it is nothing to be proud of. Like Zhang Weili, while he learned that she have blind spot there. That's all. Case closed. Move on. Because that is the reality of fighting, unarmed combat, according to General Qi Guang. So I hope that this is clear for our friends who really want to study Chinese Kung Fu. Now, back to yesterday's question, which I have already deleted after I replied to it. Let's look at what happened. The first on that comment is said, momentum transformation only works when you do it in a slow motion. Is that true? Transformation only works when you do it in slow motion. Is that true? It is true if you have no idea on all these things. Look at how Rose KO Zhang Weili. What type of transformation? So that he bait Zhang Weili to, at his blind spot, to get in the inner kick to KO him. Her. So yes, if you have no idea on background no idea on momentum, no idea on background momentum, no idea on the recycling momentum, this is true. Okay. However, for people who play momentum, that is not true at all. That just show that we know mathematics, we do not know partial differential equations. While people like Zhang Weili and Rose, they all play in partial differential equation level, like Mike Tyson. Okay. Now, from comment 1, it continues. You talk about momentum, but neglect to note that when you make a move, you already have momentum to reach one position. And if you are too late in order to transform, you need to be even quicker to make new momentum and make a new step rather than finish the initial move. Thus, so that the person do not know momentum, and so what he is thinking, his thinking is only, oh, you make a momentum, and then you have a momentum you already have a momentum to reach one position. And if you are too late, in order to transform, you need to be even quicker to make new momentum. Well, that is just a linear thinking. It's not even three-dimensional. Look at like the yesterday's Zhang Weili and Rose. Did they transform momentum? And this is referred to, the issue is especially apparent at 8 minutes 12 seconds. So what I'm talking about in the thing, I'm talking about a diagonal body shot. When I cannot get in, I know my timing is late because the opponent is too fast. I do not have time. I go diagonal and then I throw a body shot. Now, what is this 8.2 do? 8.2 is converting time to space, space to time. So does it neglect, as he said? Look at in MMA when people throw a high punch and suddenly do a falling steps and do a body shot. Okay, so there's a lot of transformation there. It's not like once you make a momentum and then you have to be faster doing this and that. Faster doing what? Many people doing that. Throw a jab. If the jab cannot get you right away, I do a falling step, doing a body shot. What is that different with the 8.8 minutes and 12 seconds, which I show that if you cannot get in with a ngao sao, you go 45 or you go diagonal and then at the same time you do a body shot. What's the difference? No different. So Western boxing and Wing Chun 1850 in that aspect have no different. It's just a playing of momentum. Why do I have to keeping fighting you like this? Okay, you do a chain punch, I chain punch with you, and I want to hit faster. I just walk away. What the heck are you want? You gotta let you go, and get you from the diagonal. So with this type of stuff, you know that not have this basic and do not know of the three-dimensional play. The fourth is said, here is my question. What if you don't mess up timing and are not too slow to react, but are too slow in execution? Well, asking this question is just reveal that one have no idea what is going on. Too slow in execution, isn't that you have already messed up your timing? It is a timing issue. You mess up the timing because you're too slow to execute. When people throw a punch at you or strike at you, don't you need to know that can you handle that timing or not before even you do anything? If you want to wait until you execute to know that you are too late, too slow in execution, you're dead already. That means you have no idea how to play the momentum game. Not even the momentum combination, even in the 4 aspects game. Just look at the a junior boxer who trained properly, Western boxer, if they train for say 6 months, when they be able to go do sparring and so forth. Look at how they do. Look at the Thai boxer, our Thai boxing friend. After 6 months, okay, 3 months for their functional training, and then another 2-3 months for their sparring, and go face them and see what happened with their momentum. So from this, you see right away, when people either they assume what they don't know, or many people want to defend their own style, create all kinds of this kind of thing, like making me wrong first, or making you wrong first, or set the assumption momentum transformation has to be only works when you do it in slow motion. Well, go talk to Rose who fight Zhang Weili. Okay? And talk about others. When you have a momentum, you need to have a faster momentum. Is it necessary that if I start a momentum and I always have to be the faster momentum to defeat the enemy? Not necessary. If you are really fast, you jump at me, I knee down. I just knee down. See you fly out or not. Like the judo, if I'm not wrong, tomonage. You come at him, I just grab you to fall, or throw you out. So that is what you call rou, ju, soft. Why should I go fight you in the speed if I don't have the speed? I can bait you. I can whole bunch of stuff, and when I do that, I transform my momentum. Am I right?